But you're going to deport them where?
They have.
Yes, we could say that about all the Department dollars, foreign NGOs, foreign countries, foreign companies, and in this case, foreign adversaries.
Democratic Party has a stench of loser written all over the party, and I'm sorry, and I'm speaking as a Democrat myself.
Let's go.
Democrats squandered American U.S. dollars bringing refugees over here, paying often $100,000 a head and paying for their flights to bring them in. And now they're complaining it's going to cost too much money for Trump to deport them all. Suddenly they care about money. This is the loser party. They're going to continue to lose as long as they have this attitude. Welcome to John Mike Keane.
Yes, it would cost $1 trillion, but you're going to deport them where? Do you have an agreement with the countries that they came from? How do you even know what countries they came from? So you're going to hire personnel to track down, do you come from Mexico? Do you come from Ecuador? I mean, the logistics of doing this is ridiculous because it will cost super money, take super time, and you have not worked out an agreement. You can't just put people on a plane and land in some other country's field without having clearance there.
That's the Democrats with no answers as usual, but they obviously don't want to help deport the aliens that they brought over. And he acts like first of all, we're going to break up families. We're not. That's not the goal. The goal of the Trump administration is not to break up families. The goal is, number one, to get the criminals out of here. We have some pretty serious ones here. I'm doing a couple of videos on this where we know who they are, what they did. We know where they are right now. Many of them are already detained. And it's just a matter of time. We decide to move these 1 million, send them back home, send them somewhere else. It's going to happen. We have answers. It's the Democrats that don't have any answers. And we also know the Democrats don't care about how much money they spend on refugees because they brought Afghani refugees over here paying $100,000 a head.
Even worse, by the numbers, we spent $9 billion to resettle 90,000 roughly Afghan refugees here since the fall of Afghanistan. My simple army math tells me that's about $100,000 a person. That's absurd. So my question for you, we do not even have an embassy in Afghanistan. We have no diplomats there. What are we doing giving them $1?
So, Congressman, as I believe you know, the money that we provide and the international community provides is done through partners, implementing partners, UN agencies, NGOs. They have.
Yes, we could say that about all the Department dollars, foreign NGOs, foreign countries, foreign companies, and in this case, foreign adversaries.
Foreign adversaries, those are our enemies now, that it's on our enemies list. Margie Taylor Greene here has a tweet. The United States is the world's piggy bank, providing more foreign aid than the next 9 countries combined. Imagine how much money we could save if we just stopped giving away Americans' hard-earned money for free. And this shows the list. There we are, number 1. And the next one down, I mean, the entire European Union, they're just not even close. We're paying for illegals. We were paying for illegals to come into our country or refugees to resettle them. Billions of dollars. And now they're complaining that we're going to spend, it could be up to $1 trillion deporting up to 11 million illegals that are here. If you guys have a problem with spending that money, let me know in the comments below why. Because so far, I'd love to hear what you think, but so far, spending that $1 trillion would probably save trillions of dollars on the future of health and human services here in America for our own most poor citizens that need the help. Now we're going to go look at the Democrat Party, which is stuck in loser land. They have the stench of loss on them. That's why they have no answers. They just wrecked the border and wrecked our population by bringing a bunch of illegals here. They have no answers.
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, the Democratic Party has a stench of loser written all over the party. And I'm sorry. And I'm speaking as a Democrat myself. This brings me no joy to say it. But I feel like the Democrats are going to be consigned to the wilderness for at least the next 4 to 8 years.
Now, remember, as we have problems with deporting these illegals or dealing with the illegal population, it's always going to be blamed on the Democrats. Everyone knows they did this. And that's very good for we Republicans politically and conservatives politically. That's Lindy Lee. She said that they're going to be out in the wilderness for the next 4 to 8 years. That's minimum. Because remember, they're going to be just like Al Sharpton. They're going to say it costs too much money to deport these illegal aliens. But I mean, deporting illegals is hitting at a 60 to 68% popularity rating. That's going to keep them out in the wilderness. It's going to keep them from winning elections.
They would have to say, wait a minute, and we're going to blow $1 trillion and really not be able to execute this.
Well, and just the idea of moving 11 million human beings. Are they on trains? Are they on buses?
Right.
Who would they get off and what happens?
And,
do they have
and to
diapers
house
for
them,
the babies? I mean,
to house them, who's going to pay for the housing? Who's going to guard them? Where's security? Mm-hmm. I mean, the enormous expense of this, I don't think anyone has realistically talked about it. He's just throwing things against the wall, seeing what sticks with his voters.
Now, he's false about saying Trump just throws things against the wall. That is not what Trump does. He's not flying this up as an idea. This is one of his biggest campaign promises that he can't afford not to do. And he has the best people involved in his administration to execute, to make this stuff happen. He's not just talking out loud. He's going to do it, and that's going to be very unpopular with Democrats, and it's going to keep Democrats from winning, thankfully, for a long time.
Remember what Zuckerberg said on July 13th when in Butler, Pennsylvania, there was an assassination attempt. He praised President Trump for being a badass.
Let me ask you about this idea of going out there and sort of kissing the ring. I mean, you have Zuckerberg doing his thing, Bezos. And by the way, I was really surprised that he decided to stay out of the fray and not let the Post do that. But as it turns out, it was a pretty shrewd move. What do you expect will happen when they go there and they have these conversations?
I think they're going to solidify the relationship between the business world and President Trump. And right now, the economy is ailing under the Biden-Harris administration. I mean, people are just they're suffering. Yes, inflation has come down, but cumulative price hikes are still eating away at people's pocketbooks, and people are dying for a change. So I think we're about to embark on an entirely new era of prosperity. I certainly hope so. And yeah, you can just feel it. Even in the last couple of weeks, Americans are celebrating. Trump's approval rating is incredibly high. People are in support of his transition. People are in support of his transition,
Including Google. Google is starting to chum up to Trump. So maybe they won't give such unfair return results. Maybe they won't keep oppressing conservative channels on YouTube. I just saw a statistic on where YouTube has, of the political commentators' channels on their platform, 50% of them are conservative or right-leaning. Now, that can't be communist. People use the word commitube. That can't be communist if you have 50% right-wing or conservative-leaning news on your platform. And now they all want to chum up to Trump. This is good news.
The momentum is just tremendous. And I'm speaking as a Democrat, and I'm feeling it as well.
Well, you know what? Also, as a Democrat, you probably could acknowledge that the party seemed to have been given, let's just say it for what it is, a bit of an edge, especially as it relates to Google. You know, it's the way that they manage their search engines. You're going to have their CEO go over there to Mar-a-Lago and basically try to state his case.
Google's going to kiss the Trump ring. They'd rather be friends with Trump. Look for this. We've already started this. We reported it first on Zuckerberg, turning toward Trump. They're all going to turn toward Trump because he's such the winning team now, and the Democrats are going to remain in the wilderness. I'm John Mike Keane.